Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, we are going to be preparing egusi soup, Cameroon egusi soup. As you all know, egusi soup is eaten in most West African countries and even more. Let's get started with our cooking. I'm going to be using this meat and the stock for my cooking. I have here cow foot and beef itself. I've boiled them already with salt, maggi, pepper, and some hunger. So it's well cooked and it's time for us now to go ahead and prepare the rest of the ingredients. As I said, I'm preparing egusi soup. In Cameroon, we normally use akomobong for our egusi soup, but I'm going to be improvising with kale. A friend of mine introduced me to kale, and ever since I started using this, I can say I'm really impressed. I so much love this vegetable. The thing is, kale is a bit hard. It's tough when you cook it. So what I discovered, what I now use is bicarbonate of soda to soften it a little bit before using. So I kind of sprinkle it on my kale after chopping up my kale. I sprinkle my bicarbonate of soda, as you can see right here. Just pour in. It's not harmful, guys, so put in as much as you want your vegetable to be soft. So I'm adding in hot water. You can put in cold water and let it boil on the fire, but I really don't want this kale to be on the fire for a long time, so I'm putting in hot water and I will keep mixing it till I have it soft to the texture I want. So I'll keep touching it and make sure it's not too soft and it's also not hard, but I don't want to lose the vegetable nutrients in it. So just see what I'm going to be doing. So I'll just keep mixing this vegetable. You can see that it's already getting soft. So guys, we're just going to keep mixing it and putting an eye on it, making sure it's not too soft and also not too hard. If you leave it on the fire for too long, it's going to get too soft, and that's not what we want. Okay, so I can see that mine is okay now. Just touch those hard parts, the stems. Mine is fine now. I'm just going to rinse it with cold water. Don't be scared of all these processes. Like, it's not going to take out all the nutrients from it. So I just love to rinse it with cold water and squeeze it, but not too hard. We want it juicy. So this is literally everything about our kale preparation. Let's get to the other ingredients and see how we're moving from there. As I said, this is egusi soup and the main ingredient is egusi. I'm going to be using Cameroon egusi. There's something special about Cameroon egusi itself. Like, I love those clots it gives. So I'm going to be using Cameroon egusi. This is it right here. I have garlic and ginger. I'm going to be blending it later on. And here is my egusi. I have here about 4 glasses of egusi. I have my crayfish. I have sweet peppers, which I'm going to be blending as well. And in here, I've chopped up my onion, my tomatoes, parsley, basil, and spring onion. You can see my kale right here. After washing, I squeezed it gently and placed in this bowl. So this is literally, I think, everything that will be needed for our cooking. Let's get started. So I'm using vegetable oil for this cooking. You can use any oil of your choice. You can use palm oil if you wish to, any oil of your choice. So I'll be going in with vegetable oil. This oil has warmed up a little bit. I'm going to be bringing in my onion at this point. I'm an onion lover, so if you've noticed, like, I use so much onion when cooking. If you've noticed, I'm sure you already know by now. So we'll let our onion simmer on the fire for a bit, and then we can bring in our tomatoes. So I'm bringing in my tomatoes now. Like some people prefer to blend their tomatoes, but I just want to make this egusi soup the way I grew up knowing it. Like we used to chop up our tomatoes before cooking it. I just don't want to blend it, and I prefer the chopped tomatoes. Anyways, I prefer to be chopped than blended. And I'm adding in my spring onion as well now. If you love to fry your spring onion, you can put it alongside with your onion. But I love to put mine with the tomatoes because I don't want it too fried. That's why I'm putting in my spring onion now. We'll let all this simmer and for the tomatoes to fry up as well. So the tomatoes has been on the fire for about 6 minutes. You guys, I don't want it to fry and dry. I still want it with the juice in it, but not sour. I don't want the sour taste. So this is okay for me right now. So I've blended egusi already. Let's put in our egusi, the boss of the day. So it's time to put in your egusi. I don't want to stir or mix everything in the pot right now. Like my mom usually tells me that after putting your egusi, just let it be on the tomatoes. Cover the pot and let it have those clots. Like you don't want it scattering up immediately. So I'm just going to let this on the tomatoes for some time. But it's at risk of burning underneath. So we have to lower the heat really much. Lower your heat and let this cook. So I noticed that it's almost getting burnt. So I'm checking on it and making sure the oil is going underneath. So I've as well lowered my heating. Egusi is still very raw. It's not even started cooking yet. So I'm still going to cover the pot and let it continue cooking. Okay guys, you can see how this looks now. At least I'm impressed. Like I think it has those clothes that I've been wanting it to look like. Yeah, you can see that. So now I can stir everything all together. Putting in my basil and parsley, sorry, basil and parsley. So I'm putting in those at the moment. I just love the flavor parsley and basil gives. Most importantly, basil, manjo. That's how we used to call it in Cameroon. Like I love that ingredient so much. That's one of my best green spice. I love it so much. It gives a very good flavor to your dish. So I'm going to let it again to cook for the flavor to come all together as well. You guys, just like you can't perceive the flavor from there. But these ingredients is just making the whole house have a very good flavor. Like it's so flavorful. So you can see how the egusi looks like, right? Like it's not so scattered up. You can see how it looks like, and that's how I wanted it to be. As I said, I was going to blend garlic, ginger, and the red peppers. The red peppers is optional. Like I just wanted to add something additional, the flavor. You could just blend your pepper, garlic, and ginger and add. If you love red pepper as me, then you can blend it as well. For the hot pepper itself, I boiled my meat already with hot pepper. So that's why I'm not adding it in any hot pepper again. So I have enough hot pepper in the stock. So we'll let this cook as well. Alright, so this has been cooking nicely. You can see how this looks. Okay. Stir it well and then we can add in the remaining ingredients. I'm not going to be putting so much ingredients in this dish. First of all, I boiled my meat. Like the stock I'm going to be putting in here, it tastes so good. I've put in enough cubes in it, and I've put in enough salt. So I'm just going to be sprinkling a little bit in the soup itself. And for the cubes as well, the maggi cubes, I'm not going to be putting much at this stage as well. I'm putting in one maggi crevette and the one normal cube, because my stock is already very tasty. Mix it all together. You can add in any other flavors at this stage. You can add in hunger, you can add in aroma just for the flavor, but for me I'm okay. I'm putting in crayfish as well. This crayfish as well is from Cameroon. Like the crayfish tastes so good compared to the one I buy from the stores here. So this is my stock. I'm adding in my stock now as well. Alright guys, so we're letting everything cook again together. You can see it boiling nicely. Everything coming out together. So now is the time for the vegetable. Our kale is going nicely into the pot. So if I was in Cameroon, I will be putting in akomobong at this stage. So this kale is a very good option for those who do not have akomobong. Like I even prefer it now. I even prefer it now. I really love it so much. So guys, you can see how this looks already. So we'll mix it properly, making sure the egusi and the vegetable, they are all well mixed. By the way guys, I just want to thank every one of you, all of my subscribers. I really appreciate you all. Thanks for joining Mimi's Kitchen. I was just surprised the other day when I checked on my YouTube. I was like, oh, 2K subscribers, just like that. I'm so happy guys. Thanks for all subscribing, thanks for sharing, thanks for always liking my videos. I really do appreciate. So you can see how our egusi looks now. Okay guys, so time for me to add in the beef and the cow foot. Alright, so I'm adding in the beef and the cow foot now. You guys, there are a lot of bones in here. The cow foot, when you boil it, the bones separate now from the rest of the part. So I'll take them off, don't bother. I'll take them out of the pot. And then we can mix everything all together. Mix the vegetable into the meat properly. You guys, what do you love to have your egusi soup with? Keep your comments in the comment section what you prefer your egusi soup with. I know some countries do have theirs with fufu, but no, Cameroonians mostly have their egusi soup with something chewable. It could be plantains, it could be yams, it could be cocoyams, just anything chewable. If I was back in Cameroon, I would prefer this with cocoyams. But right here, I'll be having mine with yams. Can have it with plantains, ripe plantains, green plantains, cassava. I'm not so much of a cassava lover, so I will mostly go in with green plantains or yams. So you can see the outcome of our egusi soup. Okay, I love oil. Personally, I love oil. If you don't like oil, put in a little bit and that will be fine with it. So for me, I love oil, so that's why I can see much oil in my pot. Alright guys, so this is literally everything about egusi soup. As I said, I'm going to be having this with yams. I've peeled my yams already. Just adding some salt and letting it to continue boiling. I'm going to add more water to cover the yam properly. Alright, food is ready, guys. I'm just going to dish some into the bowl. Who else loves how green this vegetable looks? Like, I just love how green it looks. So I'm going to put in some of the egusi soup in this bowl and my yams as well. It's still very hot. You can see how the vapor is still coming out of it. Like, you can see the egusi with the cloth exactly the way I was describing. So guys, if you watch this video to this point, I want to say thank you. Please, if you're new here, do not forget to click on that red subscribe button. Thank you guys. Thanks for stopping by. And do not forget to share, like my video, and also keep a comment down in the comment section. I really do appreciate. So you can see that my yams are also well cooked. Yams takes a very short time to cook actually. I've not boiled this yam for up to 20 minutes. It's just been on the fire for like 15 minutes and it's cooked. So guys, this is today's combo. You can see our egusi soup and our yams. Time to start eating. Time to eat. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you and see you in the next.